Welcome to the Do Zone, where entrepreneurs go to get things done. I'm your host, Josh Thomas. You can find me on all social media at JT Literally. Each week, I bring on experts from a variety of backgrounds to share their secrets on how to optimize performance so you can take massive action and crush your goals. Speaking of optimizing performance, we now have trained AI sales and support agents ready to help you get more done in less time for a fraction of the cost of a human employee. If you're interested, send me a DM on Facebook at JT Literally. We're just getting started up on that. And if you want to have a conversation, we'll be happy to do that. Today's guest is Peter Gerges. Peter is the founder of Swift Press Support, a company dedicated to creating affordable, engaging websites and apps for small businesses. By leveraging scientific methods and psychological principles, Peter creates designs that not only attract customers, but also keep them engaged. His work, recognized by the Wells Fargo Leaders Club, reflects his commitment to delivering impactful digital solutions. Peter, welcome to the Do Zone. Tell us something you believe is the key to getting stuff done that most people wouldn't think of.
Oh, thanks so much, Josh. So I love that you started off with this question. I think that the number one thing that comes to mind is managing your energy. And, a long time ago, I was working a lot of hours and I was just recently married, and I would come back home and I'd be super tired and I wouldn't be able to really be present with my bride, my newly, I was just married off the zone. And I was just like, man, every day I'm coming back tired, how can I have a good relationship and at the same time get more work done? And I came across some advice about managing your energy. And this has really drastically changed my life. And it's the concept of taking naps throughout the day, small naps. And this has been so good because when people think like, oh my gosh, a nap, like you're going to be sleeping on the job. How am I going to do that? Well, the thing is that what I found is that through scientific research is that really whenever you're working, your body creates a stress hormone called cortisol. Of course, you probably know about it, Josh. And that is what causes you to feel extra stress and to feel kind of like uptight. But whenever you take a short nap, then basically your brain kind of flushes out all that cortisol and it replenishes. It's kind of like flushing the toilet, literally, and getting a fresh bowl. And that's what it's like. So the power of napping, short, small naps, probably no more than 25 to 30 minutes every few hours is what I would recommend for our audience to try. And it will definitely revolutionize their productivity.
Wow. 30 minutes. That's a decent sized nap. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
That's not a short nap. That's a serious nap. So it's interesting. It reminds me of a story that a guy told me. He grew up on a farm and lived a hard life. He was an older guy too. So this was probably like the 60s. And his dad would lay down in the middle of the day because they would get up at like 4 o'clock to go and feed the cows and hoe the corn and, all that farm stuff. And his dad would lay down around 11 a.m. and he would lay down on the couch and he would fall asleep for exactly 10 minutes. And then just boom, get back up and he goes right through the rest of the day. And that always stuck out to me is like, how you just sleep for 10 minutes, man? I don't get it. But your body kind of gets used to that, and it starts craving that flushing feeling, as you say. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Josh. And the thing is that when I first started doing this, and I actually read like the scientific research about it and about how to do it, I got really good information from a mentor of mine who taught me how to do it. And he said, the best thing you could do is you have to start and like schedule an alarm, on your phone or whatever. But turn off, if you're going to do your phone, then turn off Do Not Disturb so you're not getting buzzed. And turn on an alarm, whatever you use for like 20 or 25 minutes. That's the ideal time. And just sit in the chair, close your eyes, and just concentrate on your breathing. Just think about your breathing, your stomach, going in, out. And then maybe at the beginning, you don't fall asleep. But over time, if you do that and you set that alarm, your body begins to train you and you learn. And I couldn't nap either for, a 25-minute nap or a 30-minute nap. But now, man, piece of cake. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I'm a pro at sleeping. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. And so just one comment about that, as you mentioned cortisol, there's a book called Habits of a Happy Brain by Dr. Loretta Brunning. and it talks a lot about your body's chemical responses to certain stimuli, the drivers of different behavior patterns that you have. And cortisol is a big part of that. And one of the ways that you counteract cortisol is you were talking about kind of flushing it out. Another way that you can counteract it is if you think of it like as a venom. And the best way to treat a venom is with an antivenom. And antivenom comes in the form of dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. And so if you can create one of those reward chemical responses, it kind of vaporizes the cortisol, or it neutralizes it in a way. So that's another way to do it. That's probably one of the things that's happening when you go to sleep, is it creates an endorphin effect, and it probably kind of neutralizes that cortisol. So it's the body is a fascinating thing, and the brain even more so. And you wouldn't think that just taking a nap in the middle of the day makes such a difference, but it really does.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing too is that as you were sharing that, Josh, what came to mind is another way to release one of those hormones. I know is by doing some elevated exercise, just a little bit, like going on a walk, but not going on just like a regular walk, but just a little bit like of a power walk, so that your heart, it gets elevated a while. And if you do that for 20, 25 minutes, you also get that flushing of the brain and removing that cortisol and getting a fresh bowl. And that also makes a big difference.
All right. So sleep 25 minutes, walk fast 25 minutes. Where are we going to work in all this?
Yeah, I think a lot of people
This is the do zone, man. We got to do some stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when I share with them that as a productivity hack, that's the same question that they ask me. They're like, when do you find time to work, or how do you get so much stuff done? But I think the answer is that, like, for example, if you look at athletes, like somebody who goes to the gym, what are they doing, right? There's a time to lift weights, right? And a time to rest. But you can't lift weights the whole time. And you can't do all the muscles the same day, or on a regular basis. And it's the same thing, you gotta know when to rest and when to run. Sometimes you got to run, sometimes you got to rest, but you need to do both, because if you're running the whole time, you're going to run out of breath, and then you're not running at all after that.
Yeah. And so another way that we can add to our productivity is with AI. And that's one of the things that you specialize in. So talk to us about some ways, some cool ways that you're applying AI right now in business.
Yeah, 100%. I love the announcement that you made at the beginning of the show about your own AI chatbots, that you're having, that helps people to be more productive. I use AI every single day. So on everything. So I use AI for my emails. I love my emails because everybody gets a ton of emails, especially if you're an employee, or if you're an entrepreneur. You're going to be getting a lot of a lot of emails. So what do? The best thing to do is to have some kind of AI integration. There's so many that you could do. I use an email program called Superhuman. I love it. And I also subscribe to the Outlook, the Microsoft 365 AI Copilot. So between those two, whenever I get an email, I just tell the AI what to do, how to reply, just write like a sentence, and then boom, it spits out a paragraph or two with the salutation, my signature, everything. It actually sounds like me. It doesn't sound like a robot. It's phenomenal. And man, this has been saving me like 2-3 hours a day, because I'm somebody who gets easily 70 to 80 emails a day that actually need a response. So I think that's super helpful.
Yeah, and so I think any of us that are listening to this now, if you're an entrepreneur, you've probably been hit with those ads for Superhuman. I mean, I've seen that thing for years and never used it. And so just at a high level, what does it do to make us superhuman?
Yeah, so the Superhuman, I think there's a different tool. So this one is Superhuman for email. So make
Okay.
sure that that's the one that we're talking about. And what it does is that really it revamps the way that you do emails completely. It really helps you to do shortcuts, using emails with shortcuts instead of with a mouse. And they say that you can basically be so much more productive when you learn keyboard shortcuts, and to do emails with keyboard shortcuts, as opposed to using your mouse or trackpad. It can literally shave off a few hours of your time every week by doing that alone. And then the way that they've revamped their user interface is just so amazing. It's so minimalist. And with their integration with AI, that they basically read all of your emails, if you give them permission, of course. They understand your own tone of voice and your own data, And so every time that you're creating an AI response, then it will automatically create it in your own tone of voice. And this brand new feature also just rolled out about 3 weeks ago, in which when you go to reply to an email, you will find that Superhuman has already crafted 3 different responses for your email using AI. So you don't even have to reply and tell the AI to prompt anymore. You can just choose from 3 different choices. Like, say somebody's asked you about to go out to a restaurant, the AI will say, yes, you want to go, no, you don't want to go, or propose a new time. And the AI would have already those 3 choices, and you just choose which one you want. And that's even, drastically made it so much more efficient and so much more productive.
Awesome. I love that. And so you have a company called Swift Press Support, and tell me a little bit about what that does and how you incorporate AI into that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know how business owners and brands, they need to have a website. Well, a lot of times, they don't have the time, or they don't have all the finances to be able to hire a full-time developer. So what they could do is that they could hire us, and we would build a website for them. We also build apps for small businesses and for brands. And basically, that helps to leverage their time, and also helps them to do more sales and to get things done. And we use AI in the development of the websites and in the development of the apps. So for websites, we'll take a look at the brand, and we'll prompt AI to come up with the text for the homepage. We follow a scientific formula that helps to create the best homepage layout, and we just fill it in have AI fill in all the information for that particular business or brand. And we do something similar when we create apps. So when we want to create the interfaces, we'll tell AI exactly what we want it to do, and it'll create the different user experiences for us, so that we can show it to our clients as a demo to see whether they want to move forward with us building them an app or not. So that's kind of the way that we're using AI for building websites and apps.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. And so, I've seen, speaking of building websites, there's a lot of different ways that somebody can go to build a website. We can do the GoDaddy website tonight. We can do Wix. We can do WordPress. We can hire a custom guy. And so why would somebody need to go for the solution that you provide versus one of these more kind of off the shelf type of options?
Yeah, absolutely. So the off-the-shelf type of options, when we say off the shelf, I'm thinking about more like Wix and Squarespace. Those are going to be DIYers. So if you're somebody that's a DIYer, you want to do your own website, and you want to spend your time doing that, hey, more power to you. I don't think it's recommended for business owners or employees who have other duties, because you want to use leverage. And that's the whole point of productivity, right? Is you want to use leverage in your time to offset, maybe to offload those kind of tasks to somebody who's going to be better at it than you. And if that's what you want to do, then you could hire a company like us. And basically what we do, we use WordPress, which we think is probably one of the best platforms. And it is the #1 most popular website building platform in the world. There's over 2 billion websites in the world, and 840 million of them are built on WordPress. And they have a 42% market share at the moment. And by far, they're the #1. And so basically, the cost of offsetting that out to a professional company to build that out for you and to maintain it for you, to keep it updated, to make sure that there's no hackers that are able to get in, and to keep it tested. And for whenever you need new web pages, they can create those pages for you. The cost is like so minimal compared to your time, which is so much more valuable doing whatever it is that you're an expert in. So that's what we recommend, is to go with WordPress if possible. It gives you the best ecosystem to be able to grow with it over the years, and to see if you can find a company that can help you to maintain that for you and to build that for you.
Awesome. And where can we go to learn more about what you do and who's a good candidate to work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to my website, swiftpresssupport.com. That's swiftpresssupport.com. That's the best way to get in touch. And the best people to reach out to me are usually going to be small businesses and small brands, as that is who we specialize in. And if that's you, we'd love to chat.
Awesome. Hey, we're going to wrap up from here. Thanks so much to our guest, Peter Gerges, for joining us and sharing some wisdom about how he gets stuff done. For those of you who want to learn more and engage with him about your future website needs, you can go to swiftpresssupport.com. Whether you're on your morning commute, you're out in the gym, or somewhere in the field, snap a selfie, tag me at JT Literally. Show me what you do in the do zone. Hey, that's it. That's all I got for you. Go get out there. Let's get to work.